Okay, now that you are got some basics set up for how the tabs panel works and also how to set up your tabs, then let's do this little project. Here in this family history, we've got a file called Family History INDT. The INDT, the T at the end means it's a template. Well, I opened it up and yeah, it's just a plain piece of paper. But that's okay, we've got something to start with. Second thing you're going to notice in the folder, there's a little bit of text, and so we don't have to necessarily type it in. If you have the PDF, can we also pick it up from there? Yes, yes we can. Wonderful. Plus, there is a picture. All right, now if you don't have access to these elements, you could type in some general text and get a picture and kind of follow along with us. That's perfectly fine. Now how we set this up, I want to follow some of our PDF tutorial here. We've opened up the template, and first of all we need to create a rectangle, and we're going to put some things into it. So we're going to use InDesign using our experience as well. We know about some of these if you've done some of the earlier tutorials. So I want to create a 3x7 rectangle, and that is going to be a rectangular frame. So I use the rectangle frame tool. What I want to do is just click anywhere on the page. It'll give me enough space here. All right. Actually, I double clicked, and you can actually type in the information. So I want 3 inches. See, this is in terms of inches. Tab over, and I want the height to be 7 inches, and click OK. And so we have 3x7. Put a 5-point stroke, it says, on it. So let's go to the stroke panel. If you don't see your panels in view, then go under Window and look for it there. Any of our text types of tools, it will be under Type and Tables. There's our stroke panel right there. So what weight do I need? It says 5 points, so let's set the 5 there. Align the stroke to the inside. And the reason for that is when we've got measurements on our stroke. Okay, I'm going to kind of zoom in here pretty close in. Okay. All right, aligning it to the inside, which let's see if it is. It's aligned to the center. Then the outer part, the size of it, you can see here, the width is actually now, if I zoom in here, 3.0694 by 7 point. Okay, that's larger than we had intended. If you want to be exact, and this is especially true if you're doing something like an advertisement, and it's got to be precise. That's why I say, some people say I'm picky, I say I'm precise. So if we align the stroke to the inside, watch what happens here to the width and the height. Aligning it to the inside, it just jumps right inside of that box, and now my width and height actually is 3x7, just like I started out. And intended to be. That's just a little aside. All right, so open the Swatches panel here. All right, and we want to, we've already got some built-in colors in here. So this, the dark brown swatch to the stroke. Okay, so we've got a darker brown for the stroke itself. Now I need to click to activate the stroke because what I've got here, it's sitting behind the fill color, so watch out. So I'm going to click on that, and that sets that into place. Alright, and then we want to light tan color to fill it. Alright, so again back to our stroke, and now I want the fill color, so I've got to bring that forward to activate. And we'll fill it with the tan color. So did it do it for me? Yeah, I'm not seeing it. There we go. Not sure why that wasn't responding, but just make sure that it does respond to what you're needing. Why is this such a tiny piece? Well, maybe it is an advertisement. It's got some advertising information like when is this happening and all that kind of stuff. All right, place the Photoshop file, this familyhistory.psd. Generally, I don't place a Photoshop native file in it, but okay, we'll go with it. So place, click on and highlight the active box. That frame is going to be, our friend here. So let's go ahead and place it. And we got to try to think a little bit before that happens. All right, so where are we? Somewhere in the world. Okay, I've got all kinds of documents here, and I have to locate all these things. All right, I'm going into my coursework. Stay organized, and this is exactly why we need to stay really organized, because if I know where everything is, not a problem. There it is. Open it up. Okay, so fit the proportionally to the frame using the keyboard shortcuts. Shift, Option, Command, E on a Macintosh. Shift, Alt, Control, E on the Windows. Basically, you're holding down all of your modifier keys. All right, and then you're hitting the E key. And what that does, in all actuality, if we were to look at the object and fitting, what it is this one here. Fit the content proportionally. Okay, fit the content proportionally. Now, however wide it is, and then it's going to make sure that the ratio stays the same rather than stretching and squashing any of our imagery, because what does Professor Tennant always say? The sure sign of an amateur is to stretch or squash your picture. So Shift, Option, Command, or Shift, Alt, Control, hit the E key, and then it fits inside, because if we click on the picture itself, you can see here, the width, that's the maximum we can do. Well, now we need to put that way up at the top. And how do I do that? Well, you can see here that I've clicked on the actual picture, and I need to have the Y position right here. I need it to 0. And my reference point is on the top corner. So let's go 0x and 0y, and it gets it to jump right up in there. Okay, or we can slide it up as you want to. All right, so the next thing is we want to draw a text frame on the lower half of the photo box with the edges flush with the outer frame. So why would I set it flush with the outer frame? Well, so that if I have everything centered in here, in the text box with my picture frame here, I'm going to be able to line things up pretty well. Okay, so if I were to click on here, now I want the width to be 3, and maybe the height is going to be, let's just guess 3. Okay, that's fine. So now it's not exactly lining up, is it? So if you missed and we're going like so, then I would select both items, and this looks like a job for a text or alignment, okay, of our objects. And so I want the, let's see, align. Where are you? Okay, so it is not color, not interactive, object and layout. There you are, align. All right, so let's use this align horizontal. We want to align the centers right up with each other. There we go. Okay, now that's really dead accurate. I like accuracy, and so I'm going to put the Pathfinder and the alignment here because I use those quite often. All right, so I want to make that box into a text box. We're going to use the type tool. We'll click inside of it. Now it's a text box. But one thing that I do need to do is inset. It says set a 0.125 text inset. That's going to push all of our text inside and give us a little bit of a margin. You never want to have your text where it's touching the edge, like as in right here, which I see many students do regardless of what I say. So we don't want to do that. All right, so let's go to the object because it's part of the object. Okay, and text frame options, 0.125 on all four sides. So we want to make sure that the settings are the same and go to 0.125, which is in fact 1/8 of an inch, and click OK. All right, as far as we're concerned, we are about ready to go, and you can see here that I've got this inset, and it passes by, and gets us inside of our stroke pretty well. Now in the next video, we're going to finish up the job and do our tabbing and get our information. So see you in the next lesson.